the sacred texts of the Hindus, we are immersed in ocean of words. We take in words and we throw out words. When you read newspapers, you are taking in words and throwing out words. Even the reporters who are reporting, they do the same thing. So how will you judge whether these are mere words? The simplest test about whether a thing is mere words or mere product of words, it is about whether or not you like to read it a second time. Do you like to read the same newspaper a second time? No, you don't. You may like to read a particular news 2 times, 3 times, but not in the same newspaper, in some other newspaper. That is the problem with the words. They don't touch you. In rare cases, there are some greats who go beyond the din of words. They enter silence. And then some words come out from the depths of that silence. These are those kind of words that last for a very long time. To take an example, if you take poetry, and there are poets who go on writing anything, scribbling anything, you might give a glance at it. You don't read it a second time. But when you read Rabindranath Tagore, you go on reading him again and again. Jodi tor dak sune kyo na ase. When you're silent, suddenly that line comes swimming through. You are in pain, suddenly that line comes swimming through. You suddenly feel that these words have some power about them. A mom, she would never tell her child that she loves him. There was no word. When it came to love, it was all silent. And the child knew, if there is someone on whom I can depend forever, it's my mom. And yet, there was no spoken word. And just look at today's world, with the phone and all. There's a boy, there's a girl. Whole day they're texting each other, love you, love you, love you. And then, some small quarrel is there and says, would like to see you dead. Now, when you look at the world of literature, there were some greats in every land, in every time. When some people had entered those depths of silence and had come up with some masterpieces. For example, in Greece we had Homer, who came up with Iliad, Odyssey. Or we had persons like Shakespeare, Dante, Kalidas. They're all great ones. Their words, they had somewhere touched that fountain of silence from where words oozed. These words more or less become immortal. And then there is the third category of words. They come neither from words, they come neither from silence, they come from the stillness of mind. When the mind itself becomes still, not calm. Calm mind produces poetry, and the stillness of mind produces a different class of literature. So basically you have 3 kinds of literature: words produced by words produced by silence, and words produced by stillness, total stillness, where there is no movement even of the mind. In that state, it is impossible to say what happens in that state, because the mind itself is not working, or even if it's working, the sensation being created is so faint that only the impressions remain. But one thing is true, if you look at the life of the spiritual masters, be it Jesus, be it Buddha, be it Sri Ramakrishna, be it Swami Vivekananda, you see, they seem to be as if standing in front of the fundamental spiritual truths on which this creation exists. They as if stand in front of the Creator and the principles of creation. When you read through New Testament, a Bible, or even Old Testament, for example, it says, God said, let there be light, and there was light. The creation was there. Or in the beginning there was Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. These things are not product of words, nor are they products of a calm mind. They are born of a still mind. What is the taste of it? The taste of it is that persons who reach that level of stillness, their personality changes. They become world movers. Nothing, once they have seen the Master, the God, call it by any name, it does not matter. Buddhism calls it by some other name, and Hindus call it by some entirely different name. But one thing which is fundamental with all these things is that there is some kind of existence which cannot be described by words, nor can it be experienced by the working of mind. You cannot grasp it intellectually, nor can you grasp it through your senses. And yet it is there. And because it cannot be grasped by mind and consequently by words, it is invariably described as being infinite.